Today's video is how to install an afterburner on your EDF jet. I'll show you 3 different throttle configurations. That way you can choose the best option that works for you. First is using the Y cable that goes into channel 1, the throttle port, and you plug the throttle into one side and the afterburner into the other. Second is putting on a separate channel, so if you don't want to have a Y connector, because that is another fail point, going to your throttle channel, you can put the throttle on one and the afterburner on a different channel. Third is going in line with putting the afterburner on a separate channel. I'll show you how to do a scale mix in your radio that allows you to adjust when the afterburner comes on. Most of the afterburners come on at 50%. However, you can get the afterburner come on, for example, at 75%. So it won't come on as much. However, when you're getting up higher in the throttle range, or you can think, hey, when I go full throttle, that'll activate it. So let's get into the installation of the afterburner, and then we'll go over the 3 options we just talked about. First thing we need to do is flip the plane over and go ahead and take the EDF cover off. So let's do that and we'll move on to the next step. First thing we do is remove all the hatch screws. This one's got 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4 we've already removed. And then you want to work this up a little bit at a time. If it's the first time you've ever removed it, you got to be a little careful because it is going to be on there fairly tight, and you don't want to just lift up on one panel because these are glued in and the mounting tabs can come undone. So you work it up a little bit at a time until you put your hand on both sides, then you'll just lift it out. Once you've done that, you want to remove the EDF and mount your afterburner on the back. The afterburner mount can use glue underneath and zip tie on the top. Once it's dried, you can remove the zip tie. I've left mine on there for additional security on holding it to the back when it's under thrust and having the air push out the back. Then you run the power and negative wire underneath the EDF. So you'll need to remove the EDF to get the line underneath it. You'll notice up here, I've got it ran on top of the ESC and underneath the little plate made out of wood going across. Once I've done that, what I'll do is I've got a rod that I put tape on the end of and tape the servo wire from the afterburner to it. And I fish that through the hole that's in the center up to the front. Once that's done, I'll go ahead and mount the motor back in place and then put the EDF hatch on, put the screws in. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, then we'll move to the front of the plane. Once you've ran the positive and negative from the LED light, here you plug it into the other positive and negative connector, which goes straight into the module. Out of the module, you'll go into the Y adapter. Out of the ESC, you have your throttle wire. You'll go into the other side of the Y adapter and then into channel 1. So powered up. You plug in your battery and you plug in the balance connector to the balance lead on the battery. That's how the afterburner gets power. The other options, as I mentioned, take off the Y adapter and plug the throttle normally into channel 1 and the afterburner in an open channel, which for this tutorial, we're going to use channel 7. Let's do the first option of 2. Which is moving the afterburner to its own channel. We're going to use channel 7. However, you can use any open channel. The goal is to get channel 7 to mimic the throttle output of channel 1. Scroll down to system setup, go to yes, go to channel assign, go to the next screen, which is RX port assignment, and channel 7. Push enter, scroll to the left and go to throttle. Now we'll back up. Let's go to our monitor. And you see that channel 1 is on the left. It says throttle, like normal. Channel 7 on the right also says throttle. So now we've verified they're both doing the same thing. Our other option is to set it up with the scale mix. Let's go back to channel assign. We need to have this on default, which is auxiliary 2. Now we can back up. Third option is a Scale Afterburner mix. This allows us to activate the Afterburner at 75% and full brightness at 100% like normal. So here's the mix you'll want to use. Push enter, scroll down to mixing, and then use any open mix. I'll use mix 2 since I have something on mix 1. Then you want to set up a curve. Scroll down, throttle, it's auxiliary 2. We're using channel 7 for this jet, so we use auxiliary 2. If you change it to channel 8, it would be auxiliary 3, 9, auxiliary 4, and so on. You see up here we've got 30% on the first 3 points, and then 4 through 7 you have dashes. That's where we're going to add some additional points. The way this works is when we move the throttle up and find where the spot that we want to put a point, you will see in this open space right here, it will say add PT for add point. Down in the bottom left-hand corner, you need to raise this for the first point to 95%. So we'll raise the throttle. As you see, add PT pops up. We'll go ahead and set this first one to 95. Add PT. We'll set the second one up to 90%. Add PT. 80%. And the last one is 70%. Now we have all zeros here. That lets you know that you've got 7 different points set up for this mix. Value for number 7 is going to be 100%. Value for number 6 will be 75%. Five will be 50%. 4 will be 25%. So when you have this set up, you have 0%, 0%, 0%, 25%, 50%, 75, and 100%. Your graph should look just like this if you've done it correctly. Now what happens is you will notice that all the way up to 75%, you don't have any value. Once you go past that, you'll notice the number on the right will start climbing, and that gives input to channel 7 for the afterburner signal. So now we've completed setting up the mix. Now we've got the afterburner installed. Let's take a look. If you enjoyed the video today, go ahead and push like. If you want to see future videos, subscribe to the channel while you're here. I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you on the next one.